The show today is about relationships. And the reason why I decided to do the show on relationships, because so many people ask me questions. So many people have trouble in relationships, and they can't seem to get their relationship right. And it's very simple, you understand me? Relationships are simple. It's just you have to be ready for a relationship. See, this is the bottom line. People are not ready for a relationship. They say they want a relationship, but they're not ready to be committed to a relationship. They either want to mess with other women when they're in a relationship, or the women want to mess with other men when they're in a relationship. That's one of the worst things you do to break up a relationship. And then there's the other one where you lie to your significant other. You know, lying and cheating, they go together. Lying and cheating, lying and cheating, lying and cheating. And they go together, lying and cheating. You know. And then the other one, being lazy, not being ambitious, not contributing nothing into the relationship financially, you know what I mean? If you're not doing it financially and you're home watching the baby or something, and the other one is out there working, then you do that part. You do the housework. It could be the man stay home watch the kid, or it could be the mother that stays home watch the kid the traditional way. But whatever it is, it's a two-way situation. It's no one-way street. No one person does it all. You see? You understand me? And we're going to first start off at getting in a relationship. Okay. Because some people don't even know how to approach a woman, or women approach you and know when you got a good woman as a prospect. You dig? And what you have to do when you get in a relationship, let's start off getting in a relationship, right? You first get to know someone. You meet them. When you meet them, you have values and morals and things in your life. And you protecting your own self, your emotional feelings, you know, and a lot of other things. So if you're a sensible and a knowledgeable person, you do not rush in a relationship. Because when you rush into a relationship, you rush into something because there's so many relationships that are not even healthy. They're not healthy relationships. You know, you get involved in people that are, bums, they're convicts, you know what I mean? They're thugs, they're drug addicts, you know, there's all kind of things that these people are involved in, and you do not take the time out to see what they're about. You know, you get with someone, you marry them, they come home one night and take the TV, the furniture, and you wonder why this happened. Because you didn't take time to know what you were getting into. Because you were so desperate that you jumped in a relationship. You know, because you weren't independent, and you weren't confident, and you weren't able to be patient enough to wait on this. And what makes that happen is when you don't take time to know yourself and love yourself. If you take time to know yourself and love yourself, you'll be patient about when you jump into a relationship, because you'll value yourself more. So if you value yourself, then you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to take a chance on that because you love yourself too much. Most of the time, people that take those chances and do all those things, get involved with those type of people, are people that don't love themselves, or they don't know how to love themselves, because they haven't took the time out to do that. They went from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship. When they break up with one, they get in another. So they don't take time to find out who they are and what they really want. They don't want to be alone. And that's what they need, to be alone the most. To learn how to be alone and love yourself by being by yourself, you understand? Which is the greatest thing you can do for yourself. And a lot of people don't realize that, you know. So you get to that point. You be patient with the people you get involved with. You know, you talk to them. First you give them your number, okay, or they give you a number. You initially meeting them, you're talking. So when you initially meet them, you give them your number, you want to talk on the phone for several weeks, if not more. You know, at least several weeks before you even go out on the first date. You know, find out what they're about, see if they have a job, see if they have any children, see if they have an ex-wife that's involved, or see if they have a wife that they're with. You know, these people, You got these so-called simplified players that they call themselves a player, and they be cheating with one woman and have another woman at home, and you don't know, and they trying to will you in, you understand me, to swindle you out some money, or just, they might just want to have sex with you and not serious about the relationship, because they already caught up, or they don't know how to be dedicated to no one person, you know. So you have to take time to know this person. Find out, it might take more than 2 weeks, but I'm just assuming for the first date you might want to at least wait a couple of weeks. Don't meet them one day and go out the next, not unless you just want a booty call. But if you're looking for a serious relationship, you take time. You don't want to rush out going out right away, because if you're not knowing the person like that, and you shouldn't even admit to going out with him that quick, because you should say to yourself, you don't want him to think I'm desperate or you know, or whatever, you know. You want him to know that you want more than that, because look at it like this: you get with him and you go out, you might be weak there to give it up sexually. So at least if you took the time to know this person and know what they're about, see if they don't have no diseases or what type of lifestyle they're living and what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? Then you can figure this whole thing out, where you'll be in a situation to where you'll be healthy, you understand, in a healthy relationship, you know. And what you do is, you be patient, you know what I mean? Now, if you got at the woman, or the woman got at you, or the man got at the woman, or the woman got at the man, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that when you connected, you got together, but you were the one not to rush into it. You see? You understand? Because the one that initiated the calling, you know what I mean? Like, say, for instance, you're a man and you get at the woman. Well, you talk to her, you get a phone number, you talk to her for a while. You don't just say, well, let's go out tomorrow night. No, you don't do that. You know, you young people do all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because, hey, you're young and you're not really know where you're at yet. But I'm talking more on the more mature people. People that are looking for a relationship, not just trying to get points on sex. And most when they're young, they're trying to get their body count up, because they're trying to, you know, have all the fun they can while they're young, because they think that means a lot. But really it don't, because if a woman get involved with a lot of men, when she is young, her body count is high, and she don't realize that down the line, her reputation is bad. That's just like somebody that get in trouble with a brother that goes to the penitentiary, and his ratings is low when it comes to, you know, women of quality getting involved with it, because he's an ex-con, first of all. You know, that's a strike against him, you know, when they find that out. Because the first thing they're going to think is, oh, wow, you know. So you just get a woman that's not on a high value and work your way up to someone that's about something, you know. You understand? But if you was in the joint getting the education and went to college and did all those things, then you have something to talk about other than the joint, because the joint could be like a college education, you know. You could use it in that form. But getting back to the relationship side of everything, you court for a minute, you know what I mean? You make sure these people are right. You talk and ask questions, and if they don't give you the answers, you continuously talk to them until they give you the answers. If they don't give you the answers to what you want to know, simple questions like, are you involved in another woman? Do you have any children? Yes, it's a yes or no answer. Do they live with you, or how long are you and your ex together? You know, how many women exes do you have? No, you ask these questions because, first of all, when you don't ask questions, they can be a serial dater, a serial relationship person. That means if they don't have a long-term relationship in their program, that means they're not going to be a long-term person to be committed. Say if a person is 60 years old and he's never been in a long-term relationship, you know, not one, not some, but not none. Well, then you know that they're not long-term relationship material. You know, if they never have, and to this point, they get involved with you, you understand me? And it shows that they, you know, haven't been in you know, they've been playboys in others all their life, you know? And that means when they get with you, what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Don't they? But women always think they can change a man, they can rebuild them, you know what I mean, and all that. They'll get a man to get a bum, fix him up, fix his teeth, buy him some clothes. You do all that, right? He didn't earn this, right? So he's not appreciating this, he's not respecting it. He's using you. You gotta make a person earn what they get and respect you for what you do. He'll fool around there like this situation I know of. Get a younger woman, and you put all the money and invest it in there, but he didn't get the woman to stick with you for the true blue lady who was dedicated and devoted in the real one. He went and got him a young one just because he looked better. You know, and then the young woman makes a fool out of him. You understand me? Somebody gonna always make a fool out of you if you don't mess with who you're supposed to. You know, if you don't mess with who you're supposed to on your level, or someone that really loves you and really appreciates you and want to be with you for the right reasons, you're gonna always, you understand me, be in a situation to where either they're gonna use you or you're gonna use them. The only way you be in a situation where no one is using no one is when you get with someone and you have an honest and true relationship. We're honest and true, and you care for them and they care for you, and you guys are real about everything. No game playing. When you're not playing no games, because there's too many game playing in this relationship things that go on. It's too much game playing, you know. But the way you eliminate all that is like I said. I'm giving you step by step. You know, how you do. You talk to them on the phone. You give them the understanding, you know. And then when you go out on your first date, when you do go on your first date, you know, you go out and you see where they take you. It's not the expensiveness doesn't have anything to do with it. If they start talking about they want to be at an expensive place and they start valuing you where you take them and all that type of stuff, somebody's gold digging. You know what I mean? Unless they paying for it and they take you to an expensive place, they paying for it and they want to do it because they're trying to impress you, that's okay. Let them do that. They must have the money. You know, if they have the money or they want to make a good impression. But if they take you to a place like a downgraded, more down, but a medium place, like not the highest, not the lowest, like the Cheesecake Factory, that's cool. That's a good, acceptable place. You know, accept that and be thankful and be grateful. Don't be judging. Do not be judging because you're not in a relationship. You're trying to get into one. So you look at how he cares about you. How is he polite? Does he cuss a lot? Does he fuss? Does he complain? These are the things you're analyzing that are important right now in the relationship. Because if he does this now, before you get hooked up, it's going to be worse when you get hooked up. So you look at all those things. Those are things mean more than anything. Not that he's good looking or he has good sex. Those things are not important in the long run. Because you can get you a vibrator and get the satisfaction when it comes to things like that. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a human being. So that's not what the significant thing is. The significant thing is being with a person that cares about you, that considers you, you know what I mean, and loves you and shows love to you and respects you as a queen and you respect him as a king. When you get something like that, you got a good thing and then you appreciate it and you show for it. But in the meantime, if you get someone and you're showing all these qualities to this person and they don't show it back towards you, and they don't do the things you were pleased with from the beginning, then you do not keep going. You cease to date. I don't care if you have assurance of yourself and you know you're a queen and you're supposed to be treated like a queen, or you're a king and you know you're supposed to be treated like a king, then you don't let this relationship continue. You cease the relationship simply because you have to realize if you're not comfortable with this person, it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. It gets better when you're with someone and it's going on and you may not know each other. But when you start off trying to be considerate and you got love and you can tell that they loving things about you, you know what I mean? They're not loving you yet because you only been with them for 2 or 3 weeks. This is like the first or second date. But when you see that they're not fitting up to your qualities as the person you'll be with, you let that go. Because you'll be stuck with them. If you fall in love with them, you'll be stuck with them, and you'll be complaining, and you'll be in a nothing relationship. You'll be in a relationship with a nothing-ass person, and all you'll be doing is talking about him behind his back and regretting that you with him. And that's the worst thing you can be in. Being in a relationship with somebody you love, but you don't really respect. You care about, but you really don't wish you didn't, but you caught up. And that's what happens when you rush a relationship or when you don't love yourself and you just accept anybody, you understand, because you don't want to be by yourself. See, you have to be particular about yourself. You have to treat yourself, put yourself on a pedestal. Put yourself in a king's chair. Put yourself on a queen's throne. You understand? You got to be the best. You got to treat yourself the best and respect yourself as the best. If you don't get with the best person on your level, then you be by yourself. You look better by yourself than with somebody that's less than the best. You know, if you get with somebody that's a nothing-ass dude, drinks, embarrasses you, that takes away you, that takes the value of you, because the person you get with is a reflection of you. If you get with this person, they're a reflection of you. You're a reflection of them. So if you get with somebody that ain't nothing, that takes validity from you. And I didn't realize this years ago. You know what I mean? Because I was learning and looking and trying to find things out. I found this out when I really started looking for a queen myself to get the best that I got, and I got the best. But by me learning all this, that's when I found out what the qualities that you want is the qualities you got to be. You got to be on that level yourself. If you want a person on a certain level, you have to be on that level. If you're not on that level, you can't get no one on that level. It's simple. You have to level up. You understand? If you're not leveling up, if you're drinking 800, English 800, and you talking loud and you getting drunk, and then you're going to be with those kind of women that's like that. When I was in Clear Lake, I gravitated toward a woman that wasn't nothing drinking, I ain't drinking. Because that's the level I was on, so I gravitated toward that. That's what came to me. When I leveled up, you understand me, and got myself together, and started realizing, you understand me, I had to look and get myself together, and then I could get a woman that's together. See, that's how it is, simple. It's a simple formula, but you got to apply it. The discipline and hard work comes in applying it. The techniques, the words I say, and the things I tell you is easy. It's simple. It's common sense. But applying the discipline and the sacrifice, you know, and being lonely, and, you know what I mean? But not being alone, but not being lonely. But you'll be lonely until you learn to love yourself. And then when you're alone, you're thrilled because you know how to read positive books and think positive thoughts, and you know, you just enjoy, you're just a thrill when you're by yourself. You're not tripping. Because you're not, I like some of these people, they be by themselves and they can't wait to get with the person they with, because they can't be comfortable by themselves because they haven't worked that out with themselves yet. They don't love themselves. So they love the other person because they never learned themselves. But what they loving in the other person is not rational. You understand? Because that other person may not love them properly because they're doing disrespectful things. They're disrespecting you, you know, getting drunk, you know, tough, fussing and cussing at you. You guys are cussing and fussing. You talking about him. You know, you can't even go to counseling. You can't even go to therapy to fix some of those things. Because you two are not supposed to be together. So there's no way you're going to fix a situation when two people should not be together. People think, oh, I can go to therapy. None of that stuff's going to work when you and that other person should not be together. And you have to have enough sense to realize you and them are not supposed to be together. Because it's envy, it's jealousy, it's all type of things. You're not supposed to be with that person because you're the way you were raised, the people you were raised. You got these people, man, they've been raised with parents that were animals. And you don't even realize this because you've been raised properly, raised good, you're raised with common sense. And so you're supposed to be thinking about getting with people on that level. But you forgot all about that because you've been around these nothing-ass people so long that you try to identify with them because of your self-esteem. You haven't worked on your self-esteem. Even though you've been around, raised with good people and all of that stuff, you just haven't worked on yourself. And you've been with these nothing-ass people that broke you down, these different husbands that you had. You had husbands like that weren't nothing and they made you lose everything, but you constantly want to get with these pretty boys. You know, when you're young, we go through all that. We go through things when we're young. You know, but then when you get older, you're supposed to be able to grow up and mature. You know, when you get older, you know, it's understandable that you do that when you're young. You know, you say, well, I had a new house, I had a new car, and then I was with my first husband, he was a pretty boy, and I blew everything, you know, with him, you know what I mean? I lost it. Okay, that's good. Then you gain it back, but then you also, you understand me, when you get it back, don't get another one of them kind of people that ain't nothing, because you got these things. No. You got to cherish yourself and look upward, you understand? Don't get nobody no nothing ass person, and you are something, and you get somebody that ain't nothing. You may not feel like something, because that's something you got to work on. That's why I said the relationship ain't gonna make you feel no better. You got to just get away from that person. Therapy ain't gonna help you. The doctor ain't help you. None of them people can help you, because you don't belong with that person that you with. It just don't go together. And that's why you feel bad, because you know you better than him, and he's less than you, but you with him. You understand? And don't say, oh, ain't nobody better than nobody else. No, that's bullshit. People, let me excuse my language. People are better than other people. That's just like you get a Rolls Royce and you got a Cadillac. The Rolls Royce is better than the Cadillac. It's always something better. Same way with people. You got people that are in Rolls Royce status, then you got a person that's a Cadillac, then you got a person that's a Rolls Royce. You got different levels of people, just like you got different levels of cars. There's no people on certain levels. People say nobody's better than another, but no. You got to treat everybody equal. Oh, that's crazy. You treat people according to how they act and the status that they are, you understand? If they giants, you understand me, or they peons. If they giants, you treat them accordingly. If they are peon, if they're EBA, a little bit of that, then that's how you treat them. You treat them according to how they are. And if they're EBAs like that, you get away from them. Somebody like me, I stay away from them. I have nothing to do with them kind of people. You understand? You know, because they'll bring you down. And if you don't have enough sense to realize that, then you have a problem. You know, and that's the whole thing. You got to realize what you have to do in life. You know, let me see how much time I got now. Oh, I got 12. Oh yeah, I got to 45. I got to 12:45. Yeah, see, the whole thing is, you understand me? The whole thing is, I'm gonna tell you something. The whole thing is, you got to realize you are somebody. You understand? And when you're looking for somebody to be with you, you got to dress good, smell good. If you do this all the time, right? And you're a person but then you need to get somebody that does that. You understand? You need to get with someone that dresses up and looks good, and that's what you're looking for. Then most likely, if they're doing certain things you do, then that's somebody on your level. Because you done leveled up when you did certain things. So people look at you differently. You don't get with some dirty person or somebody that don't dress, don't look good, ain't got no breath. You two don't go together. It does not work. It will not work. I used to try to think it worked. I learned things in the last 5 years that I never would have thought would happen, because I always thought you could change someone. I always thought that too. But now I realize, you can't do it. It don't work. People are who they are, and you gotta accept them for what they are and who they are. You know, don't change them. If they don't want to step up to the plate on their own, let them go. Let them go. They're not for you. Don't waste time. You waste time being with this person. People waste years. People spend a lot of years trying to be with someone that's not for them. You know, they're not supposed to be together. But they so desperate, they don't want to wait for the right one, that's classy and stylish. They want to be with this tramp. And then they got trampy ways when they get with them. That person gonna take them down with them. They're gonna have those old ignorant ways. You know, they're not gonna have no class. They're gonna be talking loud, arguing and doing all that, and drinking and doing all that crazy stuff. More so because the person they're with. Because they with a tramp. They with somebody that ain't doing that. I had aunties like that. And I never could figure it out when I was young coming up. I never figured out why they was in the situation they were. Because they were good looking women. They could have been with anybody they wanted to be. But they all gravitated toward that. You know, the sharpest one out the whole bunch. That's why I'm sharp. The sharpest one out of my whole family was my father. Even my uncle, he couldn't keep it. The whole family, nobody could keep a relationship. On that side, that bunch of brothers and sisters, they drank. They all did the same thing: drank, and get these no good. The women get the no good men, and the men get the no good women. And I don't understand it. They was all good looking people, but that's what I mean about you got to level up, and you got to love yourself. You know, and they got to be good. My father was the one that latched onto a good woman and held on to her. And she was beautiful and classy and all the good things. And he was like that too. He was like that too. That's how he thought her. That's why he got it. That's why I'd be doing if I wasn't going to do as good as him and give me a queen and shine and be bright. You know, and that's why I got a lot of haters. Because they thinking because when I was drinking and doing all that old kind of stuff and just having fun, they thinking, oh, that's the kind of woman, oh, that's what kind of woman they got. A gangster here, this here, there, and that there. And then when I was real young, I had a good woman, one of the best I had. But I was too young, I wasn't ready for that. You understand? Because as I say, you got to get to know yourself. You're looking out there and trying to run the streets. You can't hold on to somebody that's in your corner when you're too young. You're not mature enough to make that decision, and you're in out of jail, and you know what I'm saying? Anyway, the point is, you got to get things on your level. The older you get, the sharper you're supposed to be. And when you get sharp, you're supposed to be able to understand me. Come up with a lady that's going to take you to victory. You know? And if you don't, what can I say? You understand me? But you can't be, you understand, you got to know, you got to love yourself first. When you want to love yourself first, take your time and get involved in someone. Don't be getting involved in a lot of men having sex the first night and all that, because that makes your body count high, and then people don't respect you, and you're not gonna never get a good man. Because the minute you tell them, you understand, with all these men you slept with, you know what I mean, that ain't gonna look good. You know, it ain't gonna look good. No, it ain't. You know, and you got to realize that a good quality man, a man of value, a man of quality, wants a woman on that same level. And when you get older, you understand me, it's hard to come up with that, you know. The older you got to be, you got to level up, you got to take care of yourself, you got to be on time like I did. I changed I got 26 years clean, I got a second chance at a first class life, and when I got the second chance at a first class life, I got around the best, I got around politicians, I got around, you know, people running things, you know what I mean. Charlie Walker, rest in peace, the mayor of over there, his best friend, Brown, you understand me, Willie Brown, you know what I mean, the mayor, back in the day, you know what I mean, and then I was hanging around with London Breed and, you know, taking a lot of pictures with all these different people, you know. That was at the time I had to do that. Like, now I ain't got to take a picture no more, because I done made my way, and I'm at where I want to be, so now, you understand what I'm saying, that was a campaign trail. I don't have to do that no more. See, I stopped doing it. I don't have to keep doing that. I mean, I set the pace. I lead the way. I don't follow. You understand? I got other things in store, other moves I'm gonna make to make myself sharp, as sharp as it can be. You understand me? Because that's the way I am, and I'm gonna make it that way. You understand? Because I'm the one that does it like that. You know what I mean? That's what I do, and that's how I do it. You understand? I ain't gonna do it no other way. You know? But you have to realize in relationships, you got to be patient to get the right person in your life. You understand? You get the right person in your life, you will be right. You will be right, man. You'll be right, man. You get the right person in your life. But you have to be patient, you got to be mature, you got to treat people good. You got to treat people good and don't lie and don't cheat. These are three things you have to treat people good, don't lie, don't cheat. It's simple. Those are the three magic words. Treat people good, don't lie, don't cheat. Believe that. That's the magic word. And that's easy. That's just being honest. It's being a square, but it's being for sure that you're going to make everything work. If you do use those three things, you will be on a winning note. You'll win and you won't lose. And if you win and don't lose, you cannot miss. And that's what I think about that, you understand me? And that's how it's fit. Believe that. International Word for the record, the International Men's Fashion Experience. And I will see you next week with another show on something interesting. Believe me. We'll let that go, you understand?